Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
So today, my favorite stories from 3 Things to Know Today in the show. Favorite ones that we only, touched on for a couple of minutes. And then some that I didn't even get to.
Oh.
Because that's where...
Because that would have made it 4 things to know.
Right, and that's not allowed. So first I want to start with the one that we only touched on for 40 seconds, and John deserves better than that. Jon Bon Jovi cut his Madison Square Garden show short last night, like 90 minutes in. He is sick. He apologized to the crowd.
I know I'm letting you down, and it's not like me to do that.
It's not, John.
I'm going to do one more song. I'm going to need your help. Unless Pat Monahan wants to come up here and help me out on a bunch of...
Pat Monahan from the band Train was in the house, and Pat Monahan, in the final song he did, he cut it short, okay? But he also ended with the encore song.
He told the audience, I'm going to need your help on this and Pat's help on this.
And so here it is, and Pat's also singing. So it's Pat and the audience making that happen. And apparently he felt really, really bad. So the word is he has a pretty serious sinus infection.
It sounded like that. You could hear him. He sounded kind of clogged up.
It must be really bad for him to do that because he is a push-through kind of person.
Well, think about that. And sinuses impact everything. You're talking about drips and voice, and it's more than just the headache.
Look, I'm going to tell,
But he also did tell everybody to hold on to your tickets because he said, I'm going to work this out one way or the other. So he's probably going to reschedule the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, don't throw away your ticket stubs. I'm going to figure something out, okay? Yeah. And we're going to find a way to reschedule. And I love that he said and did that last night. I mean, understand, he's an artist that means a lot to me. The first time I heard I'll Be There For You, I think I cried. He gave every bit of his soul in that song. That is an experience for me, that song. Murphy knows if we're in the car and it comes on, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Is that on the album New Jersey? Which
yes,
album
sir.
Is that? Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. It sure is. Good for you to know that.
Yeah, I do. I know that vicariously through you.
Anyway, Jon Bon Jovi, hopefully resting, not singing, not talking, getting some good medical care. We'll, of course, let you know what's up with that. Moving on to another story. We did touch on this in 3 Things to Know. Best airline snacks. According to all the votes that rolled in from a travel survey, Delta Airlines has the best snacks. What's so funny is that snacks on planes have come a long way. Didn't you notice it used to just be peanuts? And then they stopped doing peanuts because of so many people with allergies. Right. Rightly so. And so they had that gap to fill. And sometimes it's not just one snack. That's the first time we ever had like a 2 or 3. Whenever they handed the basket one time and there were 2 different kinds of snacks, I thought, oh my God, I got to pick.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, get one of each. And I was like, what? Is this first class? Right? So
it's Southwest. There is no first class.
Delta Airlines came in on top of the survey for their Cheez-Its Biscoff cookies and their Sun Chips minis. You ever had that little bag of Sun Chip minis? It's like a handful of chips.
It's small, but it's usually the garden salsa. Sometimes I guess they'll have a choice of the two. But
cheddar.
Delta has done Biscoff as long as I can remember.
Correct.
I mean, I've been flying Delta since the 80s, literally.
It's such a smart.
And I think that I don't think that I've ever been on a flight that didn't have a Biscoff.
It's a smart business thing to do. You're taking care of your clients, your customers, the flyers. You're taking care of them. You are introducing them to a new snack. So it's good for the snack people, too. Yeah. I had never eaten salsa, garden, whatever, Sun Chips and the small amount just makes you want more.
Yeah.
I got off that flight the first time I had those looking for that in the airport going, what?
By the way, you can find the little mint, since it's the minis.
Yeah.
You can find those in like a Pringles size can.
Oh,
they
it,
sell like
dude.
all their mint. Lay's does all their minis in a Pringles
can.
Well, look, and I posted this morning on Instagram and Facebook. Go see the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi. I posted a little video from our flight we took this summer, which was on Southwest, because I literally took a little video of it because I was so impressed with the snacks. I wanted to remember them. Pistachios.
Yeah.
and these little twisted pretzels.
Oh, that was good.
That have the seasoning on the outside, which is next level. And then these cinnamon, these were all
Little
three
graham
one
cracker
flight.
thingies,
The
yeah.
cinnamon graham crackers. I'm thinking we've come a long way since just peanuts. And so I thought Southwest won the snacking thing, but I didn't get asked in the vote. JetBlue was tied for second place.
Well,
with
what are
Southwest.
their?
I don't have a list of theirs.
You know,
I haven't flown them.
I'm trying to think of which airline was only. It might have been United. There was a time where it was just pretzels. It was like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
And I don't know if United is still that way, or not. But they're all going to compete against each other and up their games. I think.
Yeah.
One of the airlines does these quinoa crisps that are dark chocolate covered, that are delicious.
Really? I've never had those.
And maybe that's United also.
The last time I flew United, there was no snacks. It was only turbulence. In fact,
Yeah.
it was so bad that they said, no snacks, sorry.
You were
I
on
never told you that story.
Yeah, you were on a really short flight. Oh, they said no snacks?
They were going to bring snacks, and then the turbulence got so bad that she
can't-
was like, we're obviously not getting out of our seats, and neither are you.
Yeah.
Do you ever have first class envy?
know.
Whenever you see up
Actually-
there, they have the basket, and it's like, here, take whatever you want.
Honestly, Murphy knows that this is me. As long as I'm on the plane and I'm comfortable, I don't have first class envy.
Oh.
I really never have. I would have to see something really good up there to want to be in there. Once or twice in our life
And generally,
together.
those snacks are not necessarily different snacks.
Right.
Anyway.
You just get a little more personal attention
Yeah.
from the flight attendants up there, I think. But once or twice when I was traveling, whatever, for work, and it was just me, or I think maybe it was a girlfriend trip, Murphy loves to work the ticket.
Yeah.
He loves to put you in a good seat. Where do you want to be on the plane? I'm like, I just want to be on the plane. And so one time I got on and he upgraded me to first class, which was super cool.
And I did it with points. So
It was comfortable.
it takes a lot of points, but
Yeah.
I
think I had like a Bloody Mary too.
Oh,
I do like to spoil you, honestly,
Thank
Jodi.
you.
I really do.
I don't have to have first class though.
No, I know that. And many times when we haven't, if we've got points and it works, sometimes it's just the luck of timing. You
Yes.
get, if that particular flight doesn't wind up being oversold, the points go right in, and it's just so
Yeah.
easy, easy
Working
to
that
do.
system. I will say this going forward, if you decide to upgrade me to up class in the future, first class in the future, only on longer flights. Like, don't waste points for an hour.
Most of these smaller regional jets don't have a first class
I
section.
know.
The 45 minutes, I mean, they're not, they may have, I think they're all kind of trying to tweak their seats so they're a little bit more comfortable. So you have a comfort section, and then you have a standard section. And Sam needs the extra leg room, so I'm always making sure that Sam's got a place for his feet.
He likes to spoil you too.
yeah.
But but anyway, yeah. But back to the snacks. Yeah, I can see Delta for the win, but Southwest, man, I love those pistachios and everything
so
they gave us last
good.
time. Yeah.
And I do think it's smart because I always associate Biscoff with Delta Airlines.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's because they've done it. Again, it's so long.
It's so smart.
I'd have to Google and see, how long. When I say 80s, I was a kid, but I remember at that time they were still actually serving like meals on flights. So if you flew and it was close to lunchtime, they were serving the full meal.
Those were not
And-
good.
No.
The time or two that I had
they
a
were
meal
not.
on a flight.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
And at that time, they were still serving cigarettes on the flight.
Well, they weren't serving them, but they were just
I know.
lit up all around you.
Not in the 80s. I think that went away in the 70s.
I've never been on a plane that were this smoky.
No, I was a little bitty kid when people were smoking on planes. No,
All right.
that was the 80s weren't like that.
Moving on to some other favorite stories from the week in 3 Things to Know Today. Manual transmissions almost completely gone from the American car and truck market. For the 2025 model year, it was like 0.6% of vehicles sold here in the United States had
A stick shift.
a stick shift compared to 35-40% in 1980. There are some holdouts, though. You can still ask for there are certain car companies that you can ask for a stick shift and get it. And those are BMW, Cadillac, Ford, Jeep, Subaru. That's a lot,
Yeah.
I think.
That is a lot. Well, and especially for Subaru and Jeep, I get that because there are some, rugged outdoor purists that loved their,
Yeah,
love
you
their
just
stick
want to
shift.
do that.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't miss that at
Neither.
all. I mean, I had one car that did, and today's sports cars anyway, the transmissions are so fluid now that there's no need to do that, and most of them have paddles where you can, if you want to downshift, you can downshift. My car has paddles. You can downshift and up change. You can change gears if you want to.
Well, I will tell you,
a lot of cars with automatic transmission have the manual option, but I'd be fine with never pushing a clutch down again with my left foot. Again.
It was one of the hardest things I ever had to learn. My dad insisted I learned how to drive that because when I was learning to drive, there were both options. My mom had like a regular I wouldn't have had to learn to drive stick. Is that called a standard transmission?
Yeah.
Yeah, standard manual.
Okay. And then my dad insisted I learn to drive his truck stick. He was like, you've got to do this. You have to know how to do both. The other one will come easily, but this is hard. And it was so hard. Like when I tell you tears, I would sit there crying because I didn't understand. You have to feel that. You have to keep trying and trying until you feel it. And I remember it also, a lesson here, being a great source of pride once I finally got it. Like I felt very confident when sometimes I'd be by myself going, man, did you see that?
Yeah.
Me, nobody.
There was a time, the reason our parents wanted to teach us that is because if you found yourself in a situation where you had to drive a manual transmission car, you needed to know how to do it. And but I had the same thing. My dad tried to teach me, and I could not. I couldn't grasp it. I was a gear grinder, and so he wound up switching me over to the automatic transmission car that we were in. He had like a '78 Cadillac, this big old heavy thing, and so I learned to drive in that car. And then once I got the feel for the steering, the brakes, and all that, it was actually easier for me to then do manual. And my first car that I ever bought myself, when I was 16 years old, I paid for myself, was a stick shift. It was a little Mazda RX-7, and I loved that little car. Yeah. And I had fun doing, the stick shift thing, but different time and different place. I'm fine without it now.
Did you ever get a push-off start?
So the Mustang that I learned in, and it was a very heavy car every now and then if the battery would die. I don't think you can do that anymore either with the electronics. But a push start. You could start a motorcycle that way, and you could start a car that way. Yeah.
I think that stick shifts today are for people who really love to drive.
Yeah.
Not just that kind of ruggedness, but just if you really love to drive, you want to feel like you're in it. You don't want automatic driving. You don't want a Waymo.
Yeah. I guess so. It's just, to me today, I would rather embrace the technology and the.
I know.
You don't need your hands. You need a free hand for something. You know what I mean? And a free foot for something.
Actually, some people would say, no, you're supposed to be driving only. But anyway.
Well, I mean doing things that are unsafe. I'm just saying in general that you had to, every limb in your body was engaged when you were driving with a manual transmission.
True.
Right hand on the stick shift, left hand on the steering wheel, right foot on the gas, left foot on the clutch. And that was another thing I remember my dad taught me in the automatic. It's like, you do not use your left foot for the brake. Use the same foot, and I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Because you'll screw yourself up.
You'll slam down.
Yeah.
Because
that's how my dad drove.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
What, with his left foot on the brake? Mm-hmm. Seriously?
Never could break him into that. I don't know if it's because he was raised with the stick and was used to 2-footing it. Yeah. But even in an automatic, it was like he always drove with 2 feet.
Wow.
I mean, you could never tell the way he drove, but it was always, is that really a good idea?
Yeah, and it's not. My dad actually said that it was dangerous because what could happen is you can confuse the pedals at some point. You're in control of the vehicle.
Yeah.
You're only going to do one thing with one foot. You're either going to be accelerating or you're going to be braking.
Yeah.
But if you're a 2 foot and your brain doesn't do the right
thing, anything happens and you slam both feet down
He's
at the same time.
Right, exactly.
He's right because you got that muscle memory that kicks in and you're not thinking about what you're doing physically.
Yeah.
That's a good piece of advice.
Yeah.
All right, and the last thing that was a favorite story that popped up this week that I did not get to do, we did mention it in 3 Things to Know, but I want to talk about it. It's that virtue names are back. It's a trend in baby names. People bringing back, instead of just family names or cutesy names from pop culture, they're called virtue names. You're naming a child to reflect something positive, like Grace.
Okay.
Like the name Hope.
Yeah.
We have a family member, my cousin Candace's daughter, named Hope.
Yeah.
And she named her that for that reason.
We had a former producer here named Faith recently.
Faith is on the list. Joy.
I love Joy. Actually, and there's only one Joy that I know. She lives in Chicago now, but we went to school together.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a good name.
It's a great name. And you know what? She radiates that. It's crazy. It is true. Her name actually, I should say, she reflects her name. She's always smiling.
That's the hope of the parents. It doesn't mean hope. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, that child is a joy, but that's kind of what you're doing when you name other names that are popular that are showing up on in registries and in hospitals. Serenity.
Yeah.
True. Somebody's famous. There's somebody famous who has a child named True. Love. Can you imagine if your name was Love? Mm-hmm. Don't worry about it, Love.
I love you.
And then Valor even.
Who?
Anyway, Valor.
Oh, wow.
This idea is not new, though. They say it goes all the way back to the Puritans in the early 1600s, where you encourage a strong moral character by naming your children something that has a deeper meaning. Like you name that. And I think that's cute, and it's coming back.
Okay.
Not just traditional names never go out of style, and family names never go out of style. But if you really want a virtue name, I think it would make a great middle name. If you don't want to name Love like it's the first name, I think a middle name would be cute for something like that.
Yeah.
Sweetness.
I do love those. I guess the opposite would be really awful if somebody named their kid Mean, or
Jody looks at me.
I was just like, what do you think would be grumpy?
Oh, there we go.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, and if you're a regular podcast listener, you may know this already, but on the show, 3 Things to Know airs 3 times a day. And it's Jodi basically doing just the top 3 things, minus the
Lifestyle
politics and all
stories.
that, things that you need to know for each day.
And we guarantee it'll never be 4 things.